Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful out. Eric's cleaning up dog vomit. He doesn't do well with puke either. So we've got a couple of diggers hooked up here, and we're actually going to go over to our other yard and we're going to pick up our third digger, our 45. So we got the 45 will be behind that one. If it gets used all the time, don't know, but she's puking more. There's the 64 footer. That's the one we've had for many years. And that one there is the 58 foot that we just got this winter. We put that valve on there, put new solenoids on today. That thing should be field ready. And so should the 64. We pumped the tires up and, oh, Ray.
That is very, I just cannot do throw up. And then I think she's eating grass like dogs do when they want to puke more. And then she's puking more. She must have ate something that was, well, it was alive maybe a week ago.
Look at it.
I don't think they want to see that.
No, probably not. Oh, God. What are you doing? He's cleaning up his old boots to put his tinglies on. I've never wore tinglies.
They're nice. They are nice. What's so funny?
Nothing.
Just like that. Works really good when you get baby powder in there and then they slide right off.
Put baby powder in them?
Yeah, they slide right off.
The things are so slippery. I don't know if I could get on board with those things. So we're trying to do outside work today because the rest of the week sounds like rain, windy, cold, ugly weather. So we got one day to kind of work outside, so we're going to do that instead of burn up some shop work because we don't have too much to do in the shop anymore. Planters are pretty much ready to go. And anyways, we're gonna get the diggers home, tires pumped and hooked up so we know they're ready to go. So since it snowed some more, now the roads are all sloppy again, so we're gonna take a nice slow drive over there so we don't get the nice clean tractor all mudded up. This is maybe kind of cool to point out. Right there is, I believe, one of the first or the original digger that they used back in the probably early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. It used to be, I believe, an 18 foot, and they extended wings onto it to make it a 24 foot for, I believe, the 4640. Otherwise, the 18 foot was for the 1086. Here's 45 footer, I believe, 45 and a half or something. This is now our smallest one that now is going to be kind of the fill digger. I don't even know how much use it'll get. This used to be our second digger last year, but we had it on a 600. It was just way too small for 600 horsepower. I think that the 58 and the 64 will be able to keep up with the planters, but we kept this instead of selling it in case we need it. We can always sell it if we don't think we need it, but I think there'll be those couple days in the spring that you'll want to run all three if you got the manpower to keep ahead of two planters. So that's the story of what we got going on this year, why we have three instead of two. We are now going to go over to the land roller because, like I mentioned in one of the last videos, we spliced some hoses on there and the ends kept blowing off, and we asked the mechanic, or my brother-in-law, and he's like, I think you got the wrong space disc on your hose crimper. And we did. So now we got the right disc to crimp the hose ends on, and we're going to re-crimp the hoses just to make sure that they are crushed down all the way and they don't blow the ends off when we hook up to it later this spring.
Alright, yeah, we got a couple hoses here. I back out here to actually crimp them tight before we even move the land roller this spring so that we don't blow out the crimp, have to cut the hoses again and make them even shorter, which we don't have the room to do. preventative maintenance because of our faulty fixing earlier.
So where do you suppose we start and stop? Is this one of our faulty fixings too? I think it looks like it. For some reason we had a ton of rub throughs, and these clamps seem to also cause some rubbing or blowout issues. And instead of taking out 45 feet of hose, we just cut and crimp, and works quite good when you got the right tools. Well, I think we got all the ones that we did. We crimped 3 of them, 3 joints. But this leak here concerns me, along with the rubber hanging off of those. This is just, this should have all been up on the air on stands instead of down rubbing on stuff.
Do we need to cut this off and see?
Didn't you used to work for Summers?
Yeah. Look at that, it's dripping out.
Yeah, that's might have to be addressed when it's at the farm. But something about these, when they were set loose, not tightened down all the way, and then sat over winter, they don't like to be repressurized. They blowed the ends off multiple times. But it should be fixed now. Looks like it's a lot tighter. Well, we're done with the land roller. Head her back to the farm and pump some tires. I brought the 58 foot up here to the flat cement. So this has AccuDepth. Like I showed you before, to pull a green digger with AccuDepth, you need a aftermarket hydraulic valve. It is a Deere valve, but we put these solenoids on today. They were so rusty about this used. So this valve basically you got to put a Deere screen in there, and it bypasses the Deere technology, or I guess it doesn't bypass it, but it tricks it so that case can run it. Then you just run your hydraulic raise lower in continuous flow, so it's always got hydraulics, and then you have a also aftermarket hydraulic remote in there that controls raise lower here. I don't know much about how to set it all up. My uncle Randy runs the diggers, so he knows how to play with that screen, so I figured I'd unfold it here because we got to do some calibrations. As you can see, these in the main frame are basically a 1/2 inch above the ground, maybe flush with the ground, and then out on the wings here, which it should all be the same level right now. There's a good inch and a half under the shanks. So that needs to be calibrated because there's sensors on every one of these wing wheels. So you just basically can get in the computer, I believe, and adjust each section up or down, calibrate it, and then she runs level when you're in the field. All right, more tires to pump. How much pressure? I'm really glad that Eric did the big digger. It's a lot less tires on this one. It's gonna be an expensive year. This thing's been pumping for 20 minutes. Never ran into this problem before. Come on, UPS man. Traffic jam. Looks like Grandma's been ordering stuff again. Should I put the heat on them? Hammer it. Uh-oh. I'm sure I'm gonna hear about that. Sorry, Grandpa. You know, everyone always looks forward to spring, and then spring gets here, and then you forget how mucky and gross the yard gets, and just mess. On the bright side, though, I bet you that this ain't froze down anymore. Probably could add this to the to-do list. Well, this is where you guys are.
Where you been?
Well, everyone was wondering why I was working by myself.
They were.
Yeah, they were, weren't you guys?
Were they wondering or were they surprised?
Fair.
Is this the right John Deere green?
Oh, I see a parallel arm has been being used.
There's nothing better. Should just swap them out on the planter every so often so I got stuff to weld with.
Oh my gosh. So this is the bracket that the red balls go on. Since they put the weight distribution kit on, some bracketing has been moved, and that wasn't the best spot to begin with for them. They were right down in here, and if you got into some really aggressive terrain, it would break the first red ball because this would get pinched up in there. So we've extended it up here now, so that shouldn't be an issue any longer, hopefully.
Well, Brody and I did it. It should be good for a season.
A season. Well, I see your welds sure aren't as nice as their welds.
Hey, now, that was Brody. If you can insult him, he's over there.
Oh my.
I just smoked my hand.
Did you weld that over there, or did the big Swede?
Who do you think welded it?
I'm gonna assume it was Eric. He said it was you, though.
My hand's numb. It's numb.
Soy green. Just a friendly reminder before spring, the AC doesn't work in the 450, so we need to charge it. And I was gonna do that, but seems that we're out of charging fluid.
Oh, yeah.
It's all leaked out over the winter.
And I'm sure that, well, no, but we had it parked over that catch pan, so it just leaked into an environmentally safe how do you say it? Environmentally safe bowl. Cricket.
Squeak.
Okay, it dumped into the gravel, and that's where we left it. Do you have another?
Charging
Do you have
AC,
another?
that's
What is
constant battle around here.
that? R132. What do we put in there?
134A.
So I was close.
Yeah.
Wonder
just-
how much that costs now for one of them jobs.
I heard it's like 4 times the price of what it used to be.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. It's so fun watching the paint mist on everything.
You'll never see it from the cab.
I'm gonna wash all of Dad's old wood here, and maybe he will be so pleased with this he won't notice what I did to the lawn up by the barn. Did you just knock a bunch of stuff down?
No.
That's from the right side of the planter there. Those ones, I washed them.
No, I know, but we're missing 2 on that. 2 bolts.
Oh.
Well, he just took it off, so I don't even know where they are. But I'm stealing this one to go find some spares.
Yeah, so the lawn took a massive, was soft.
Where? By which barn?
Oh no.
Oh, Maryland's.
Merlin's calling. Hello?
There's 2 boxes sitting in front of our garage door again.
Raised
Oh yeah, I seen the UPS man was blocking the road there.
Oh, well, you want to come and get them? I'm all dressed up here.
Oh. Okay.
Well, where are you?
I'm in the shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can come
Either
grab
you
them.
or Chet or Doug can come and get them.
Yep, I'll go get them.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yep, bye.
Yeah.
You know, if we wait, Ray, my dog, might carry him down here.
Oh,
for
I
us.
watched them. They put it in the garage. Because Ray was following close behind. She smelt the packages. She knew
That
she
dog.
could rip into them.
That dog.
So I'm letting the pressure washer warm up. But fun fact, all that used barn wood, or recycled barnwood that's in our shop office. We had to power wash every single piece, both sides of it, bring it in the shop. This whole shop was full of barnwood drying when we finished the office off. That was the most labor-intense build I've ever been involved in, because we had to rip it off the building, bring it home, power wash it, laid it all over the floor, and then we actually sprayed it down with bug killer in case there was bugs in it, and then install. It was something. Isn't that a noticeable difference? There's a delicate procedure to this. Hot water works very well. Tip about 6 to 8 inches away and don't bite into the wood and ruin it. And you want to keep it as even as possible so that you don't get lines from the pressure washer. There's an art to it. And when you're washing the barnwood that's painted, be very gentle not to blow the paint off, because this will take the paint off like nothing. Well, there's a little before, after. Granted, this is wet. This stuff absorbs water like you wouldn't believe with how dry it is. So now it's gonna sit here, drain and dry for a couple of days before he can do it. So that's why I'm doing this, so that when he gets time, it's a rainy week, hopefully he can work upstairs and maybe get some more windows done. This turned out really, really nice. Extended the bracket up, remounted the red balls on there. All these should be safe with the cylinder, because the cylinder will move with the wing, basically, because that's what it's bolted to. So hopefully no more issues with this. This is what would get broken right here. It would break this when this would hinge and hit there. So now that it's up there, should be good to go. Yeah, Eric took off. He's in a bowling league, so he had to go bowl. Eric, Brody, he's washing his pickup up, and it's quitting time again. So I hope you guys enjoyed it and are as excited for springtime as we all are. It'll be good to be out of the shop. It was a nice day to be able to be outside and drive some equipment around. It's like a little teaser. So anyways, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.